Today we're off to a special golf course. It's called Kheow Country Club. Let's get to it. So welcome back to the channel. Today, as I mentioned earlier, we're off to Kheow Country Club, quite a special golf course designed by I think it was Perry Dye, which was the son of Pete Dye, who are basically both unfortunately deceased, but they've certainly left some legacy and some fantastic golf courses to play for us people that still remain on planet Earth. But yeah, just for information, I'm actually taking a different route up to Kheow today. Normally I would have taken the number 7 and then come off onto the service road, but I thought just for a change I'll go up the number 3 because there's quite a lot of new flyovers, etc. So I'm hoping the journey is going to be a little bit more pleasant as opposed to going down that service road, which is an absolute nightmare. So we shall wait and see. Let's see, we'll report back on how long it takes later. Before we talk a little bit more about the golf course, let's just talk about last night's Premier League football results. And the big surprise was that Liverpool got beat 2-0 at Goodison Park, the old Merseyside derby, and Liverpool have been found wanting. So that's 2 games they've lost now, away to Crystal Palace, and then no, at home to Crystal Palace they got beat, and also they got beat off Everton last night, which I'm sure the blue half of the city are very happy about that. So chances of Liverpool are winning the Premier League now with what, 4 games to go? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. You don't win the Premiership by losing to Crystal Palace and Everton, that's for sure. Yeah, unfortunately my team, Newcastle United, we played away at Selhurst Park last night, Crystal Palace, and got beat 2-0. Unheard of. Well, very much heard of, but never mind. But Crystal Palace must have a very good manager, because that's they beat Liverpool at Anfield. They hammered the Hammers, West Ham, on Saturday 5-2, and then they beat us last night, midweek game, 2-0. So yeah, they're playing okay. Must be some manager, but never mind. Main thing is I'm still in the last man standing, so I got Man United, but I just hope Newcastle finish above Man United. I mean, I would love it, absolutely love it, if Newcastle finish above Man United. Bit of a link back to the Kevin Keegan days there, but because I've got a bet on with Mr. Mulberry. So anyway, let's get back to the golf, shall we? And I've missed the wrong turn. Bollocks. Continue our journey to Kheow Country Club. So looking forward to the golf. Let's switch to the old time lapse to get to the golf course. See you in a moment. Right, welcome back to the channel. So we're finally at Kheow Country Club, just having a nice coffee before we set off on the golf course. Just got the card there, and at the top restaurant from the Clubhouse, looking out onto the golf course. Unfortunately, it looks like the B course, which is the one with the island green, and let's say the 18th hole, that's a bit like the TPC last hole at Sawgrass, with the water on the left, and you've got to hit this draw down the fairway. There's no pins in the holes, so it looks like that particular course is closed. Seems to be diggers on the other side as well. I'll show you some footage in a moment. So perhaps the B course is going through some renovation. So it looks like it's going to be the A course and the C course. 27 holes here at Kheow. Really looking forward to this. Haven't played this golf course for about 5 years, so yeah, should be interesting. Water in the lake, so that's good. It's been a hot, let's say, high season, sort of You might have thought that some of the water might not be in the lakes, but all looks full, so plenty of water hazards to overcome. In a moment, see you in a bit. So we've got the driving range behind me here. Unfortunately, there's no, let's say, driving range master. It's a bit disorganized here at the minute. I had to actually go and collect my own clubs, which is never a good sign. But nevertheless, just stay positive. Just practice the chipping and putting before I go on the golf course. Would have been nice to hit a few driving range balls though, but yeah, nice driving range, but nobody to issue any balls. Bit bizarre, but never mind. Carrying on. Okay, let's get started. We're at the first hole at Kheow playing A1, A course. So just for information before we kick off, just to highlight that the yellows is actually longer than the whites here, sort of a bit of a reverse of what you normally see at other golf courses. In any case, yeah, hole A1, par 4, stroke index 17, just straight off the tee, no real trouble. It is a drivable hole for the big hitters, but with a little bit of that risk reward. But otherwise, you can take a 3-wood off the tee, even something shorter, give you a nice sort of start, pitching a full shot into the green. Obviously, for the bigger hitters, if your chipping's good, then for sure you may as well go for it. But otherwise, yeah, a very nice, pleasant starting hole, which is giving you somewhat of a false impression when you go to the next one. Hole A2, it's a par 5, stroke index 7. You must think, oh, okay, here's an opportunity for a birdie, but I can tell you that previous hole leads you into a false sense of security. You've got OB on the left, you've got OB on the right. For the driver, you can run out fairway, go OB, pretty easy. This is typical Perry Dye design philosophy, where they're really telling you to take something short off the tee and just play it as a 3-shot hole. But anyway, in any case, it normally plays 501 yards, so as per the whites. So you can get a tee shot away. As I mentioned, play this as a 3-shotter if you want to get a good start to your round. It's like 200 yards down, hit another 200 yards down the fairway, and then you're setting yourself up for at least a shot to the green and making a 5, if worse 6. So because this particular hole can wipe out a good round right at the beginning, so you are advised to play this as a 3-shot hole. Okay, we're coming along to hole A3. It's the first par 3, stroke index 13. Normally plays as per the whites, 157 yards. You've got that bunker just off the tee on the left, doesn't really come into play at all. What does come into play is that water on the right, so you're advised to aim to the left side of the green. Don't go flag hunting, because again, it's just that the trap has been set, if you like, and if you go for the pin, you can sometimes find you're going to be leaking out to the right and you're in the water. Plenty of room on the left, green slopes more or less from middle down to the front, and a little bit of a middle down to the right towards the water, so you do have to be careful and consider where the pin is. But otherwise, a cracking par 3. Yeah, if you get a par 3 here, you're doing well. Hole A4 is a par 4. It's stroke index 1. There is a bunker on the right hand side of the fairway, 194. You should get past that. If not, there's plenty room on the left hand side, and indeed you want to really make sure you keep on the left hand side, because there is a big oak tree on the right hand side past the 280 yard bunker that can sometimes block you out, so do bear that in mind. And if you've got a clear shot to the green, just bear in mind this green does slope from the front to the back, so just be mindful of the pin position here. Great stroke index 1, and normally plays 362 yards off the whites, and it's more SI1 because of the length of the blue and the yellow, but good hole. Second par 3 on the A course, it's A5, it's stroke index 15, and if you're in the 2s club, this is certainly the hole that you want to try and get that 2, say at Magic Bar or whatever the case may be. Normally plays 122 yards off the whites. There's quite a bit of length between the front and the back, and some slopes on this green, so do be mindful where the pin position is. But if anything, you always want to be short of this particular pin position. But it's a great little par 3, and it's the first hole that turns around to get you heading towards the clubhouse again. But yeah, should enjoy this one. Hole A6, it's a par 4, it's stroke index 9, and normally plays 347 yards off the whites. This one you do have to be a bit careful off the tee. This is another, let's say, peri-die, waiting for you to make a mistake type hole, as it's really telling you you want to hit a 3-wood, something short of that 254 yard marker on the water's edge. There's a 208 yard bunker off on the left, but there's still plenty of room on the right. Take a driver here and you leak it just slightly, then you could be in the water, and again, it's one of those holes you can have a disaster on. So the decision process of the tee box, very, very important. But once you get in the green, it's relatively straightforward. The green's not too much on sloping, and it's a great hole, wraps around that water. That's a combination of the par 3 that was earlier, the A3 hole, but cracking hole. And you get a par here, you're doing well. 7th hole on the A course, it's a par 4, stroke index 11, dog legs to the left, got water all the way along this particular hole. Again, it's one of those big risk reward type holes, and you definitely don't need a driver here unless you're full of testosterone. And indeed, when I played it, you just hit maybe even a 5-iron, a 6-iron short of that 209 yard bunking. You still got 100 yards into the green. The only thing to say about the green is there is quite significant slopes on this green. So wherever the pin is, you just want to essentially make sure you try and stay on the low side, putting up the hill on this particular hole, because if you're above it, the slope could take it away and you'll be 3-putt city. So do be mindful of the pin position on this hole, but otherwise great hole. Hole A8, it's the second par 5 on the A course. It's stroke index 3, normally plays 406 yards off the whites, so very generous off the whites. All about the tee shot. It's a slight dog leg to the right from the tee, but if you get a good tee shot away, then you're in good favour to reach the green in 2. Good opportunity here. It's all about the tee shot. Can play it as a 3-shot hole, and that's a sensible approach as well. Just one thing to say about the approach to the green: don't go too long, because green does slope a little bit from the middle to the back. So if you go off the back or to the left, there's like quite a significant slope there. You'll be chipping on again. So if you're thinking about just making your par here, and the pin's at the front, just make sure you miss it short, and it'll still give you a good opportunity to chip up and get a putt in for a par. But great par 5, and for the longer hitters, opportunity for an eagle. Last hole on the A course, hole number 9, par 4, stroke index 3, normally plays 379 yards. Bunkers are well tucked on the left and on the right, so that one on the right should really not come into play at all. If anything, off the tee, you want to be centre, left to centre, because there is a bit of a sharp fall on the right hand side. If you miss the fairway, it goes down the hill into the trees. So emphasis on the tee shot here. If you get a good tee shot away, then you're setting yourself up to get on the green. There is normally a slope from the back of the green down to the front, so you do need to be mindful where the pin is. If anything, you always want to be giving you a putt up the hill, and then that makes it a lot more easy. So yeah, great last hole on the A course, and that's it on the A course. Well, let's move on to the C course. Well, just thought I'd give you a bit of a halfway house update. So we've just played the A course at Kheow. Spectacular, really in good condition actually, the course. Tees are a bit sandy, but apart from that, greens are really good condition, and hopefully you'll enjoy the footage. So now we're off to the C course. As I mentioned earlier, the B course is closed for renovation by the looks of it, or they're doing some work on it, maintenance. But yeah, C looks nice as well, so we'll see what happens. But golf's terrible, but never mind, the scenery and the golf course is very good. Okay, first hole on the C course, C1, it's a par 5, stroke index 4, Normally plays 5-12 off the whites here actually. Usually get it closer to the yellow markers, but what dominates this hole is the lake on the left hand side that runs all the way up to the green. So you do have to be mindful of that. It's like a magnet. It's collected many balls over the years, but so focus on the tee shot. You know, there is space out there on the right, so do bear that in mind, and play this as a 3-shot hole. Trying to reach this hole in 2 shots is only for the monster hitters. But once you get your whatever 240 off the tee and then get another 200 yards down the fairway, even shorter to the 150, and just give you a chance, set yourself up for having a 3rd shot to the green. Green, pretty straightforward, relatively flat, a little bit of gentle slopes, but nothing too much to be concerned about. But great starting hole on the C course. Hole C2, it's a par 4, it's a dog leg to the right, stroke index 6. Normally plays as the whites, 383 yards. If you fade the ball, you're good off the tee here. If you hit the ball straight or draw it, you may want to take the 3-wood, because driver you can run out and be in the rough on the left. Otherwise, it's a great hole. As far as the approach to the green, there's a few slopes in this green, so you just be mindful where the pin position is, and if you can, just keep it short of the hole. But otherwise, there is some slopes on the left and the right that run off the green, so it still affords you a possibility of chipping a putt if you miss the green here. But otherwise, yeah, great second hole. Hole C3, it's a first par 3 on the C course, stroke index 16. Normally plays as per the whites, 138 yards. There's about 30 yards difference between the front and the back of the green. Just need to be mindful of the hazards, the bunker on the right that runs all the way up the fairway. If you leak it out to a bit to the right, can go into the trees and down into a ditch or ravine. So just be mindful of that. If you're leaking to the right, aim to the left. But otherwise, it's a great par 3, and yeah, it should be relatively straightforward to get your par on this particular hole. Hole C4, par 4, stroke index 7, normally plays as per the whites, 332 yards. Again, one of those holes where it's leading you into a risk-reward. You really don't want to drive it here. You just want to tee off and get it at that 100-yard marker, shot back into the green. Anything in that bunker on the left-hand side that runs up the left-hand side of the fairway towards the green is a nightmare. It's a long bunker shot. You definitely don't want to be doing that. Not too much on the green here. If you're going to miss it short, but otherwise it's a straightforward green, not too much slope. Great par 4, all about risk-reward decision process off the tee. Hole C5, you've just gone underneath the road through the tunnel to tee off on this particular hole. Pleasant par 4, stroke index 12, 363 yards. It's a slight dog leg to the right. Basically, you just want to get your tee shot away far down the, as far as you can, down the middle of the fairway, just to set yourself up for a nice clear shot into the green. As far as the green's concerned, if anything, you just want to make sure you are short of the pin if you can. Definitely don't want to be left or long, because there is a bit of a slope down from the green and it can be difficult to get up and down. But otherwise, it's a great par 4, and yeah, if you could do a par 4 here, you're doing well. Hole C6, it's a par 4, it's stroke index 8. This particular hole is all about the decision process off the tee. You can see those bunkers at 253, 239, 271 for bigger hitters. It's all about protecting, let's say, the hole from being reduced to a very easy hole by a big drive. So you've got to be smart, probably hit a shot 220 off the tee, and then at least then you'll set yourself up for a shot into the green. You can take a driver and get further down there, but it's, like I say, it's a risk-reward situation. Normally plays 363 yards, so as per the whites here, bit of slope on the screen as well, so you just need to be mindful of the pin position. But if you can, keep it short of the hole, but otherwise a great hole. Hole C7, you've come back across the road, so you're back onto the main property now. It's a par 5, second par 5 on the C course, stroke index 2. Normally plays 493 yards. off the tee. I would say this is definitely a 3-shot type hole. You can get there in 2. The bigger hitters, just to be mindful that the water marker, if you hit it too far, 273, if you hit it past that normally, you're going to be in the water. And that sort of throw to the fairway is very, very narrow, only 20 yards wide between the water and the ditch on the left-hand side. So smart players, about 250 yards down there, and play as a 3-shotter. Then stay clear of the water on the right-hand side of the fairway. Plenty of room on the left. Second shot should be about 200 yards. Set yourself up for about 100 yards shot into the green. Green does slope a little bit from the back to the front, so if anything, make sure you keep your third shot below the pin so you can give yourself a nice easy putt up the hill. But otherwise, great par 5. Hole CA, it's a par 3, stroke index 14, water on the left hand side of the green, so you do need to be mindful of that. There is quite a lot of length between the front and the back on this green. Bailout's obviously on the right. Be mindful of the water ditch just short of the green, so it is a forced carry, but otherwise normally plays as per the whites. 152 yards and some nice scenery here, so if you do have a camera, take some snaps for the memories, but otherwise great par 3 coming in towards the last. Last hole on the C course, it's C9, par 4, stroke index 10. Plays back towards the clubhouse, just a straightforward shot up the middle. However, the great crescendo is that lake on the right hand side with the clubhouse behind the green in the distance, so just be mindful of your aiming point off the tee. There is still plenty of room on the left hand side. Those bunkers really shouldn't come into play, so but even a 3-wood should be okay. If you can get it over those bunkers on the left hand side, you'll still be safe. Just try and stay away from the water, but otherwise this is a great finishing hole, and the only thing to say about the green is just keep it short of the hole, because it slopes from the back to the front, and if you go over the green you're going to be challenged to get it up and down. But otherwise a cracking finishing hole for the C course leading up towards the clubhouse. Fantastic. Well, that's a wrap at Kheow. Just finished off the last hole on the C course. Did find out actually the B course is actually closed for renovation for 8 months, so probably won't be open until the end of this year or early next year. So that's just for information. But otherwise, overall impression, yeah, C course was a little bit more scraggy compared to the A course, but otherwise great layout. Good golf course. Green's actually in very good condition, no complaints there. Like I say, tee box is a bit scraggy, sandy, but yeah, I think when the rainy season comes, I think they could help with some rain, give some course some more greenery, because it does look a bit dry. But otherwise, good golf course. Worth 1,700 baht? Yeah, I think so. But let you decide when you come in and play it yourselves. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done already, please hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.